3, 2, 1, go. Alright, this is Sonic and the Secret Rings. This is any percent. This is this game's main category. Essentially, this game is part of the storybook series. Very short-lived game series with 2 games. This and Sonic and the Black Knight. It's kind of notorious for having some pretty jank controls. But, listen. Just because we're not going to use the D-pad for the first 30 minutes, it is fine. This game is fine. As long as you know which missions you got to play, this game is fine. I'm ready for tutorial without losing time. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. Okay, well, never mind. We are, because I'm actually doing the menuing properly now. So, yeah, essentially this game, the backstory, there's a lot of backstory. So much that I'm not offering cutscene percent because the cutscenes are like 40 minutes in total. Basically, Sonic has been brought to the Arabian Nights. We have to save the Arabian Nights because there's an evil genie, a razor djinn, who is trying to erase them and then make his way into Sonic's world. So we need to stop him. And to do that, we must use the Wii motion controls. And that's about it. No, the story is quite good. It's based on Aladdin, basically. There we go. And this game does have a lot of like mission select and things like that. So we have to do some tutorials at the beginning. There are 21 in this list, but we only actually needed to do 8. So it is quite nice. Essentially, this game, the reason why this game is perceived as quite bad is because it doesn't really tell you what to do. And I've got the text box. So now I accidentally landed here. We just have to wait for the text box to disappear. That's all fine. There we go. Whenever you jump in this game, basically it gives you a bit of a speed boost as well. And we just want to land. There you go. So you do a jump and then it just gives you a bit more acceleration to get moving a little bit quicker. And we just want to do some short hops and a jump dash. And then that makes us move a bit faster. 33.33. Interesting. So this is essentially a bit of a attempt at teaching you the controls. There's a lot of things in this game that aren't really taught in these tutorials we're doing here. But basically the game uses a lot of waggle. You have to use left and right to go forward, to go left and right. The game is auto-run, so you just go forward anyway. Oops.
Move the Wii remote forward quickly.
So we now have homing attacks as well. We have to get through here, and that's the main thing with this mission. We actually have to kill enemies rather than reach the end. If you reach the end and you haven't killed 10 enemies, then it does actually fail you. And there we go, and then that's the last one.
Just made it.
But yeah, the amount of just stuff in this game, there is a lot of stuff in this game. It is just that basically the way the skills work with the skill tree, the fact that there is, I think this is the first game with a skill tree, first Sonic game with a skill tree. And yeah, we actually have to use the brakes here, so we're going to use that. And they don't have hitboxes at the top, so we can just avoid them. We are going to get hit apparently, that's fine.
Press the 1 button to brake.
Yeah, we're going to pump the brakes here. Just make sure we don't get hit. There we go. And then we should be good. Yeah, there you go. For some reason, the bottom of the spike doesn't have a hitbox. Yo, Queenie, how's it going? We got another mod in the chat. We got more mods. So many mod badges. It's so strange seeing all these mod badges. It's kind of putting me off, like, who is this stranger in the chat? I don't know this person. How's it going though? Yeah, so we're going to get through these 8 tutorials and then we're going to get to Sound Oasis. Probably For a lot of people, the only area you'll remember from the game, if you didn't really get very far. Also, were you expecting normal controls all of a sudden? No, we have to hold the Wii Remote upside down to go backwards. Yeah, this game is just like that. What can I say? This game is just like that. And then we have a couple more tutorials and then we're out. Yeah, and the 5k. Nice. GG. So the first time, we will actually use the D-pad in a level at some point, but it will be for something called speed break. There is speed break and time break in this game.
Press and release the 2 button
And they basically make you go very fast or make you go very slow. But there are also skills that make you go very fast. And apparently, that makes you go very fast as well. That's going to make this very difficult now. I need to do a bit of jump farming to make sure I actually reach my 10 jumps. Because the game gave me a bunch of random momentum. Essentially, sometimes in this game, it will just give you a bunch of momentum for no reason. And that is what happened right there. Because we fell off the platform as soon as we were landing and then you just go zooming. No idea, but it just happens sometimes. I'm personally on moderation probation. I've been told to not spam Yuri. True. Once again, mod now, regret later. that was my thought process. Oh, whoops. That's fine. So yeah, we do want to keep pressing 2 while we're on rails because the rails are very slow otherwise. And you also have to do a very sharp left or right motion to go left or right with them. They are pretty janky. I'm going to be playing safe on a lot of these rails because they are a little bit difficult to deal with sometimes. So now we start unlocking some skills. We're not going to equip any just yet. We are going to be doing a lot of equipping in the run, but we're not going to be doing any right now. So the first one is Sand Oasis, and we are in every mission from now on. We're going to be seeing something called Go for the Goal. This is basically just your traditional play the whole stage, get to the end, that's it, done. And then we're going to get a bunch of side missions. The problem is the game doesn't tell you which ones progress the game. So as a speedrun, this game is awesome. As a casual game, it sucks because you just don't know what to do. If you watch the cutscenes, you have at least a bit of an idea what to do, but not much of an idea. So, yeah, it's an experience. Hey Ellie, how's it going? So, something to remember as well, in the tutorial levels, we were just getting a fixed amount of XP. However, what we have now is we have a bunch of things that apply to give us XP, and they go towards our skill tree. If we get higher levels, it means we can equip more skills at once. It also means we get more skills. And there are a couple of skills in this run where one very important one in particular, about an hour and a half in, called Sub W Boost. And if we get that one for clearing a specific stage in sub 1 minute 25, that is going to give us very high acceleration, pretty much from nothing. So it makes the game much faster than what it is at the moment. So that is a very important skill to get, and we will be getting it later. So things that go into your skill, you want to get these pearls that you see, you want to get rings, and you also want to be not taking any damage, because when you take damage, you are going to be losing multiplier for what is called your technical bonus. So if you do a stage damageless / deathless, whatever, you get a 2x multiplier. Get hit once, it goes down to 1.5, and then it keeps on going down, basically. So we do want to avoid any and all damage, because it will mean if we take too much damage, we're going to be under-leveled. It's not a run killer, but it just makes the game a bit harder. It isn't a run killer, because every single run I've had so far has been under-leveled compared to the top runners. So, I would know whether it's a run killer or not.
Whoops! Time to make a U-turn.
And yeah, there's a lot of dialogue in this game. Also, yeah, funny thing with this, sometimes you can just go through here and just hold left and not get hit. Sometimes it lets you, sometimes it doesn't. I don't really understand why, but that is the case. And we're also going to be grabbing fire souls. Now, those are essentially red rings in this game. They do give you unlocks and things, especially for the party mode. Anyone remember the party mode from this game? That's pretty much all I did in this game as a kid, to be honest, because I was completely lost by the actual game itself. But anyway, so red rings also give us 500 XP, so you do want to be collecting them. And then here what we're going to do is we're going to charge a jump And what that's going to allow us to do is it's going to allow us to skip some of this ledge climbing, which is very, very slow. So we're going to get hit there, that's fine, we can just get back up. There we go. So whenever there's a rope below where your ledge is, that's when you can just recover. Whenever you get hit on a ledge, if there's a rope under it, you can just shake to get up for free. Or if there isn't one, then you die. So you do have to be careful. Yeah, we've got hit a couple of times now, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. I'm just going to wait here. There we go. And then at this point we get these, like, spikes coming towards us. I mean, none of them hit us. I don't really know why those are there. they just don't hit you. They're just designed not to hit you. They're just to scare you, I guess. So anyway, we then move forward. Start off with a bunch of speed. This game is actually fast if you don't get hit. It's just that you're always getting hit if you don't know what you're doing. There we go. We're going to get on this rail, get up here. And we're going to get through. There we go. Get off that. And we're just going to pick up some of these as well. And the amount of rings we can collect is actually dependent on our level as well. We actually can't pick up too many right now. And for once, I've actually managed to get through there damageless at the end, which is very nice. It's going to save me a little bit of time. And we should be getting some XP level ups here. So as you can see, skill points goes up, all that sort of thing goes up. We can equip skills at this point, but we're not going to, because we can't really equip that many. You would think, because this game is assessed on IGT, that it doesn't make much of a difference. We would just keep on equipping them. But the IGT of the actual save file is used, and I'm fairly sure a lot of these menus do count towards it. So, for these first few levels, until we get to Dino Jungle, we're not going to be equipping anything. So, we now have our first challenge. Oops, there we go. And this is a Die Hard challenge. So it essentially just starts us halfway through the stage. It makes us play some of the stage again. However, this time it's pretty much just a deathless challenge. If you die, you have to play the entire thing again. And that is bad. So we will not be doing that. And I want to grab this red ring if I can. That's a shame. We'll just grab this one as well. There we go. Once again, doing a jump as soon as I stomp, just to get some speed back up. And then grab that fire soul, get to the end, and we are done. So we've grabbed a couple of those now. We have lost some multiplier, as you can see there. Technical bonus has gone down to 1.5, but we are still getting through, and we're golding, which is nice. And we're unlocking a bunch more missions. So we have a few more we're going to need to do. There is actually a lot to do in Sand Oasis, but we will need to backtrack later. The way the game works is with the lore and things, you have to go back to previous areas to do things that you weren't able to do previously. Essentially. And when we come back to Sand Oasis 2, there is going to be a very interesting thing going on. There's going to be an XP bar, a soul gauge on the right-hand side of the screen. And that is going to be key for us doing things like speed breaks and things like that, which is what makes this game really interesting. So this challenge is now don't break the jars. It says don't break the jar. It means all the jars. The problem with this one, and this one really was a bit of a struggle casually, because you don't really know where you're going. Unless you've played all the levels a few times, like you would in a speedrun, you don't really know where Sonic is going to auto-run to. So you just keep getting hit to a bunch of jars until you know where to dodge them. But once you've played it a few times, it's kind of easy to know what to do. So we're going to charge a jump here, we're going to go and do this homing attack, get this one as well. We have to just keep waiting until the red appears every time. Keep pressing 2 so we don't lose speed. And then here, very easy to dodge these. We're just going to hold full left, and then full right, and then full left. And then we're going to do a charge jump just to make sure we don't go head first into a jar. And then we're getting some dropped inputs, as is normal. And then we're getting a fire soul. This game just drops inputs sometimes. It's whatever. Depth perception check with the fire soul there, though. Very good, we did get it. But it is a difficult one to grab. And there we get Pearl Collector. So Pearl Collector essentially, you wouldn't think it's important. It essentially extends your range of getting pearls. but it is actually quite useful. We will be using it for much of this run. Oops. Go. Yeah, Pearl Collector will actually be turned on very soon, and we will keep it on for the entire rest of the run. So it is one of those skills that we are just going to stick with the entire time. In fact, it's the only one. And then here we are now doing exactly what we vowed not to do in the previous mission. We're breaking jars. Alright, we're going to go back here because I have not grabbed that one. We're going to have to go back. Thank you, Sonic. There we go. So you don't actually have to homing attack these. That's why I tried to dodge doing that there, just to speed it up a little bit. Unfortunately, didn't manage to do that, but we're all good. Grabbing some of these rings as we come through as well. We get that one. There you go. See, much quicker if we don't actually go for a homing attack. Just going to try and make sure I don't take damage. Because again, if I do any of these deathless, it's going to mean we are much higher on our XP for the rest of the run. Which is good. I would like to have a run at some point where I'm not underleveled. Again, not a run killer, but it would be nice. There we go. There we go. Ah, I still got in my way. And just want to be careful with the homing attack on the last one there as well. And then we have a level up. Nice. And for now, we are done with Sand Oasis. We are going to move on to Dino Jungle. We will come back to Sand Oasis later, but we are going to move on to a new area. And just at the beginning here, we are actually going to be equipping some skills. We're going to equip 17, 83, and 88. So the skills I equip are essentially the exact same ones that second place equips. Second place, shouts to Kuro, letting me use his run for practice when I did a 12-hour challenge of this game. I took my PB down by about an hour and a half within 3 runs. So that one was very good, very useful to use that PB. So I am very happy I was able to do that. So this section is a bit weird. Essentially, you get hit if you don't keep moving left and right. And then at a specific point here, there is going to be one dino that charges forward, whichever one is behind us directly. And then you just kind of dodge it. So we're done. And then this is a bit of an auto run bit. We are scripted to get hit here. Spoilers. And again, even though we don't have our soul gauge yet, that I was already mentioning, we do still want to be getting these pearls because it is going to be giving us the XP. And right now we can't actually get any more rings because we're capped at 50. Eventually when we get higher levels we can get more. And we want to take the right side of this split path here. Oh, and we die apparently. Because the game didn't stop when I held 2. It's supposed to stop, Sonic, and you just didn't. So that's not useful. There we go. Alright, now we get through. And we can just dodge all that. We don't need to do any of that. For some reason, Sonic gets stuck on the rock. Whatever. Yeah, a lot of this bit is just difficult to know where you're going. Motion warning, by the way. I have no idea why they left this in the game. This does not look good. there's just a lot of camera moving. And it's something you have to go through. And then we are introduced to pots. Essentially, you just have to mash the motion controls a bunch to get through those. Don't want to get hit to those spike balls. And we use this flying pot to get to the other side as well. Just want to make sure I don't attack while you're going for fire. Otherwise, I can get hit if I'm unlucky. And we just do a big jump down.
How many of these guys are there?
There's no end to them.
So if we hit those enemies, it does actually change the path there. And we have to do this log. So these iron balls do actually, or spike balls I guess, these are on set paths whenever we get to them. However, they really look like they're going to get hit to them when you're going for things like red rings. So we're going to try and get this one. That is most unusual. I don't know why those spike balls were actually further left and right than they normally would be. Like, I don't think there was any way I was getting through there.
We'll fall into the water.
It's very hard to tell whether you're on, like, the right cycle with these or not. Like, there can be a minor difference between one player and another, and you'll get hit. We can go the safe path this time, because once you've grabbed a red ring, it's finished.
I've got a bad
You've already
feeling
grabbed it.
about this.
Which is a nice thing this game has. Oh, dang it. That's fine. What we want to do here is we actually want to charge a jump, because in these ledges, again, you can't do jumps. Yeah, there you go. And skipping a bit of a cycle there, because you have to wait for the dino to hit those rocks each time.
Look at its tail.
And then what we can actually do is get a bunch of momentum. If you land on one of those rocks in a very specific way, you get like tons of momentum, like that.
Then make sure he doesn't decide that you're a snack.
And we just gotta wait for him to hit this one. I would like you to hit that one, actually. Could you hit that, please?
You leave him over the boulder.
Why is he not hitting it? Hello? I have never seen this. Come on. Thank you. I've never seen that before. Okay, he just refused to hit it. Whatever. Right, this one we can skip.
Quickly move it forward
Or not.
and
The game just decides not to behave sometimes. Listen, this is just a feature of Sonic and the Secret Rings. It will just not behave. So you have you have catapults now, even not spikes. Catapults, essentially you have to launch the Wii Remote forward to move.
This catapult looks like it
And you
looks
can
a
get
different
like
angle than the
specific
last.
places with some of them. Some of them you want to be going all the way, some of them you want to be going some of the way.
Just a little more, son.
And we're at the end.
All right.
So yeah, game being very strange on that dino, that rock there. I can't skip that rock. I can't jump over that one. So I had to wait. That was the single rock that I can't skip. So that was unfortunate, but it's fine. Once again, this game just makes no sense sometimes. It's fine. So next up is Dino 2, and now we have a Die Hard challenge once again. It's another Deathless. And the only note I have for this one is a fire soul. We need to jump on the rail, and the rails, a lot of the time, they're just going to lead you into good paths. So whenever you know a rail is coming up, you want to be taking it some of these times. This is one of them. And we'll just grab those 20 rings, just to be safe. Those silver rings give you 20. This game actually does have an HP system, which is quite nice, because they probably realised that this game was a bit jank, and it kind of needed a system where you don't lose all your rings upon getting hit. So whenever you get hit, you lose 20 rings. However, there is a skill later, sub W boost that I keep talking about, that will also decrease your defense. And what that means is it makes you take more damage in terms of the number of rings you lose, which is very bad if you're not familiar with using it. So it's a very good skill. It is also very risky. So nice momentum. There you go. And again. And we just get up to these springs for free. And we're just going to hit all these. And then mash 2 just to get out of there and do a jump. Nice, just jump over that one. And I want to get on this rail, so I get the fire soul. Yeah, we want to really skip as many of those enemies as we can. There's no reason to hang around waiting for those. Oops. Let's go forwards. There's a bit here where we have to get to there. That's fine. Kill those enemies. Get through here. Don't die to the water, because that would count as a death. Very important not to rush this last section. Yeah, whenever you bonk on the end of a platform, like one of those lily pads or anything, it is actually going to make you lose your charged jump. So you do have to be very careful when you're approaching stuff like that. Make sure we don't get cactused at the end here. And we get through, I think, damageless. Yeah, 2 times. And that means we are going to be on a very nice amount of XP. There you go. There's a level up. That's a very good sign. And then next up is Rampage. This is our first one. We're actually going to be defeating enemies specifically to complete the mission. So I have some specific notes to actually catch all the enemies. Some of them are only activated if you do specific things. Some of them are based on changing paths and things like that. So we do need to be aware what we're doing here. So first up, we're going to hit this switch, go backwards.
This is no time for goofing around.
And then we're going to hit this enemy. These flowers do take quite a few hits.
Look out, Sonic!
And they also need to not be in a defensive position as well. So they are a bit tricky. I am somehow dead to that. Okay. That's a shame. I think because I'm right at the beginning, though, it is going to treat it as if I just restarted the entire mission. So we should be okay, because now we're back to no enemies. So I don't think it will actually count in terms of the XP, losing any XP there, which is good. Why is that not working? That should work. Come on, Sonic. So just hold right there and you're going to get on these springs for free. Right, come on. There we go. Thank you. And we do it again. Thank you. Right, nice. That should have worked for free. And the game is just deciding no. I actually don't want to do that today. Right, so we can get up here. We're going to get an extra enemy. Assuming I can actually get up to it. It is very hard to get to. There we go. You can use those extra little attacks it was just doing just to reach it. But I did not need to do that. And then here we're going to do this. And then we are going to do a homing attack. Waiting for the homing attack there. That means we actually homing attack that one. Get the hit coincidentally. And then instantly go for a homing attack on the other one. Without needing to physically go for a homing attack. It is a really nice skip. I do really like that one. So here we're going to just activate this flower. Oh, hang on. Why are you not homing attacking again? Dropping my inputs. That seems to be a normal feature of the game today. It keeps dropping my inputs. Welcome back, Theon. And yeah, this spring is very hard to get onto. The moment you get on there, it just disappears.
Maybe we can use its attacks to get to the other
So
side.
we're going to use these attacks. We have to use these attacks this time. Make sure the game does not drop my inputs. And then this time, we're going to do something very specific. What we're going to do, once again, we're going to jump. We're going to get some XP, nice. And we are going to get on these springs, hopefully. Going to just need to go back here, because I do need to get on here. Oh, the game just dropped my input. Okay, it's fine. Come on, I am doing it. You can see me doing it. Alright, I'm going to wait for the next cycle. I might regret that now, because I can't sit there and wait with the skills I have at the moment. Thank you, there we go. And now we activate the dino to go the other way. That is very important. There is a reason I've done that. Because now, not only do we get these two enemies, we also get to here. We get this enemy. And we get this one. And then that finishes off the mission.
No problem.
So that was a shame. Game just decided not to cooperate there. But we're all good. We get through. Oh, that was a split long ago. I should probably skip that one now. Also, fun thing to do when you're in these cutscenes while you're hearing, like, the memes reborn. Put your own lyrics in. See what you can think of, because, yeah, who knows what they're saying in the start of this song. I don't. My favourite line is pizza man with dough. That's the good one. Anyway, right, this one, stealth attack. This is now the opposite of what we were just doing. We need to do the entire level without killing any enemies. So we can go up here. Slots drop gel. Oh wait, it still says super slots. My bad. It should be normal slots. That's wrong. That should not be super slots. It is normal. It's been wrong for a month. My bad. Anyway, yeah, this path, we have to go down here. If you go up, it leads you straight into an enemy. And unless you really do a very precise thing of kind of going onto the wrong path, like splitting off of the fast path there, it will mean that you fail by hitting an enemy. So yeah, just playing a little bit safe there, going for the low path and taking another big time save, to be honest. Super gambling, yeah, pretty much. There we go. And we have one more left to do in Dono Jungle, and we're moving on to another stage. This one's going to be a bit of an interesting one. This is Smash 5 Genie Eggs. It's a bit of an odd one, because the game will basically loop you round until you've got them all. If you die, you go back to the beginning and you have 0 eggs. The problem with this is that you don't really know where exactly you're going. They are always in the same place, so thankfully we do know. There we go, and by holding 1 at the beginning there, we can actually now do a mini turbo. That gives us a start boost. Very nice. And we get up here. I said we get up here, please. Thank you. Stop dropping my inputs today. We've had like 5 dropped inputs. Could you not, please? There we go. We're going to get up here, get the Fire Soul. We're going to go backwards, though, just to make sure we get this egg. And we're going to jump forward. And then what we want to do is something very specific. We're going to go on this log. We're going to use this pot, and we are not going to use the top spring. And the reason for that is the top spring will actually lead us into a bad path. We don't want to do that. We're going to go down here. We want to skip that switch because all it gives us is some bonus rings. We don't need that. And then we are now on the correct path. So we can stick to this. We go to here. We then kill these enemies to activate this this rock. Get rid of this rock. Go up here, and then suddenly we have this egg. We would not have been on this path, I believe, if we would have taken the other spring. That is the reason why in one of my runs of this I was very confused because I ended up doing that, not knowing what I was doing, and then it ended up being very slow. We then go the right-hand side here. Once again, another important thing is we get this. We then get hit there because that enemy just doesn't really work properly. Because you're trying to homing attack around a rock. It's a bit weird. And then we are going to homing attack this final egg. And then we're done.
Just made it.
And that is it. And we are seemingly saving quite a lot of time there. Even though we only got a bronze medal. Some of these medals are kind of balanced based on having skills from post-game. So you're not really intended to get like all gold medals in this run. Not necessarily. And then just before we go to Evil Foundry 1, we're going to equip some more skills. We're going to do 11, 14, and 86. And then we're going to go in. And as you can see, we have 21 out of 24. So we have plenty of skill points from the current level we have to jump in with all the skills that we want, which is very good. Yo, the balance board does work. Let's go. Hope next week goes well for you in Wii Series Olympics. Nice, there you go. Got the mini turbo. This is one of the most important mini turbos because you actually have no control at the beginning there. The only thing you have control in is the start boost from holding 1 when the countdown reaches 1, and then launching the Wii remote down. It is a very important thing to do. Oh, not having to save it there. That's an interesting one.
Maybe you can hit the tanks with a homing
And a lot of this is just avoiding enemies. You don't have to kill many enemies in this game. You can just avoid some of these that are on specific paths. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Just going to grab some of these pearls. Once again, we do not have speed break yet. Nice, that's great to get through there with no speed lost. Takes a long time to build up the acceleration again if we take damage there. And then there's a bit of a skill check. Nice. Yeah, sometimes you just get hit there, sometimes you don't. We got lucky. And we're going to jump over these enemies, go through there.
the creature in the head from someplace higher up.
And then we are going to get to here, do this, and then we're going to stomp into here. We have these red rings, you do have to wait till they're fully contracted before you go in them.
And you can break free.
Ooh, that's a shame. That's fine. We're going to get up. Thank you, please. Stop doing inputs when I don't want to. Thank you. There we go. That's fine. We managed to go top half for most of it, so we're all good. I don't want to do any of this. Let's just go to the left. There you go. And we're just going to stay on top path just to try and get this red ring. Nice. I actually did end up falling down. That's kind of interesting. So we did manage to get the red ring, but then we fell down. I mean, we got what we needed to, so it's all good. And again, all it really does is it means that it makes the game slightly easier later if we have more skill points to work with. It's not really a run killer. There's nothing that makes it highly important to have all these skills. It just makes the game marginally faster and easier. And we're just going to avoid these. There we go. A lot of my practice lately has been in late game, so not surprised we're getting hit here, but it's all good. We're still living. Yo, Crazy Yo, how's it going? Welcome on in. And then here it's just a fully predetermined thing to avoid. And then what we want to do here is you want to avoid these crushers, but you can actually just jump around them. Let's just do that. There we go. And then I'm going to hit this barrel. It's just easier. It then makes these free to avoid because they all die. We get a bunch of pearls. Very easy. And we want to make sure we do not get hit to these. That's fine. Once again, HP system in the game. It's not the end of the world. Still on 29 rings. And then we're getting this red ring. We want to wait till it extends. Some of these you can just go straight in without waiting for them. You can just go for them because they are what is called tutorial rings. That's fine, we'll just go. Did kind of want to use that red ring, but it's all good. Just a bit of a slightly faster route to get through there. Yeah, some of them are tutorial rings, which are basically intended to teach you how to use them. And this is a bit of a confusing section because you have to wait for the enemies to get into place. So if you don't know that, then you're just kind of dying a bunch of times. And then if we wait for it to go all the way, we get straight to the end, get in the spring. And then hopefully we don't get hit for as long as possible. Nice! We got through damageless. That's the first time I've done that, actually. Very good. Very hard to dodge those because of the camera angle. You don't really know which ones are coming up. And then we are at the end of the level. We just got this little spiral to get through. And then we are done. Very nice. I'm really happy with that stage, actually. Massive time save. And we move on. We get another level up. And as you can see there, Soul Gauge has been unlocked. That is not a skill, but it is very important. It will be permanently active now. And we're going to go back to Sand Oasis and show it off. So, next up, Mission 3. It is a head-to-head. It's to beat Uhu to the goal. Uhu is a genie we have to race a few times in this run. And the first thing we are going to do is we are going to absolutely destroy Uhu using Speed Break. So, Speed Break essentially charges up on the right-hand side. There is a gauge. And that's right, 40 minutes into the run, that's the first time we are using the D-pad to do anything other than menuing. That's right, we are using the D-pad. Revolutionary concept. So when I get an orange skill bar or a soul gauge bar, what it's going to let me do is press up to speed break. If I want to, I can press down to time break, and that slows the game down. But why would you want to do that? That would be silly. It's a speedrun. We don't want to do that. We are still going to be using these boost pads though, because we don't have much soul gauge to work with. And we're going to be using it here. Just use the entire speed break, because we're pretty much at the end now anyway. And then that is it, and we're done. And suddenly we're 120 ahead in terms of distance against Uhu. Sub 50. And it's looking like a gold. It is. Nice. D-pad, my beloved. That's right, 38 and some change minutes into the run, we are using the D-pad. Unbelievable. Anyway, from now on, a lot of my notes just say SB at so-and-so. And it pretty much just means speed break in this place. Speed break in that place. A lot of my notes now are essentially where speed break is used, because it's always the same places. If you haven't got hit, then you're going to have a bunch of speed break to work with, or soul gauge. You do use soul gauge for other things in this game, but the main thing so far is going to be to do these speed breaks. And I do want to be a bit careful here, because it is a die-hard challenge. I'll wait for this, get on the spring. Getting on the spring is very important, otherwise this does not work properly. That's fine. And we're going to speed break here for a little bit, because I didn't use it earlier. That's all good. And then what we want to do, speed break here. That's fine. Did it a little bit early, so it meant we didn't get the fire soul, but it's all good. 105, nice. And as you can see now, we're getting a bunch of gold medals when we're doing the levels properly, because now we have speed break. Makes a huge difference to the run. Makes it so much nicer to play. Yeah, it's great. If you got to speed break, it, to be honest, severely affects whether you like this game or not, I would say. If you quit playing this game casually before you got to speed break, then you will hate it. And if you got to speed break, then you might like it. That's basically how this works.
3, 2, 1.
But everyone knows that regardless of your opinion of the game, the party mode is actually good. Forget Sonic Shuffle. You got Sonic and the Secret Rings. Why would you need anything else? Why would you even need Mario Party? You got Sonic. You don't need anything else. Just gonna jump over that there. This is a mission to collect 99 rings. We are going to be getting a bunch of pearls here. And then what we're going to do, grab this 20. And then every time we get to one of these straight sections, we're just going to speed break through. Grab some of these rings. And then we're going to use the entire rest of our speed break now. And then we're done. Nice. That was a pretty nice mission. Very good to get that switch there, because the moment you get that switch, it activates a timer to grab a bunch more rings. If you miss the switch, then you've got to go around a bunch more in that arena to actually grab anything else. And we now have to go to beat the clock, which is a 2-minute timer. And I have one note for a speed break, and it is on the sand after the blue platforms, and we just have to hold full right. That's the great thing about some of these strats. Some of the time, you just want to do a specific motion, and it just lets you go straight ahead and get the same thing every time. It's quite nice. That was a great starting section there. Oh, perfect starting section. Didn't hit any of the springs, didn't get hit at all. Didn't bonk on any pots or anything. Perfect. Got my mini turbo as well. Mini turbo we will not be using for all of the run, by the way. There is a point later on where there is a much faster move to use than mini turbo, which you would think surely mini turbo would just be really good all the time, right? But no, it turns out you do actually want to change eventually. And then we want to just charge a jump while we're on the rail. It's not immediately obvious that you can do that, but you can actually hold 2 while you're on a rail and charge a jump there. Go, and now we get through. And then what we're going to do here is do a speed break, full right, and we're through. And I just need to kill these enemies. Managed to not die to them though, which is nice. Or not take damage to them, which is very good. Just want to get off there, don't want to be stuck on there forever. That's fine. There we go, nice.
Too easy.
Managed to get through damageless again, which is going to be, once again, very good for our XP. And you'd think as well, like, the extra XP costs you time in the menus, but it is very good. It's very useful later. Not only that, but it also makes your soul gauge get very, very marginally larger. Later in the run, when we play the final boss, we will be seeing the full soul gauge, which goes pretty much from the bottom to the top of the screen. But at this stage, it's very difficult to see the difference every time you level up. But trust me, there is a difference, and it does help a little bit. So this is Sand Scorpion. This is, once again, very reliant on the inputs actually not being dropped. But it's all good. We will still be able to get through. There's a very quick cycle we can get, though, which I will be trying to get. So you're going to go for this attack. I'm going to try and attack you from there. Didn't quite get the lock on. You have to get the red attack, otherwise you're not going to get anything. No, that's fine. If there's no red lock on, then you can't do anything. There we go. There. Nice. Yes. Alright, good. That was a great start. Really nice. Yes, perfect. Perfect. First time I've had an actual decent fight here. Really nice. So basically, there's a very, very short window every time the red cursor appears where you can just go for a very slightly quicker hit. Would it be easier / more consistent if you could bind the shaking to a button press instead? Absolutely, and that's why we can't. If you could play on like Emu or something, especially casually, it would be very nice. But yeah, unfortunately, this game does not have that. This game came out 6 months into the Wii's life cycle. We do not have such luxuries. I really wish we did, but unfortunately we don't. Yeah, a lot of people say how much better it is to play this on Emu. And there is actually a, kind of like the Unleashed Recompiled that came out recently. There is someone working on a Sonic and the Secret Rings version of that. And it looks really promising, to be honest. It looks really nice. It's not even just the fact that the game has like analog controls. There are also like extra features and things that make the game a bit clearer what's going on in terms of like XP and stuff, which is really nice to see. So yeah, it looks really promising. I actually saw some gameplay on it, of it on YouTube when I was looking for some Sonic and the Secret Rings stuff lately. And you might not notice, but with these red rings, there are actually some that have spikes. If we let them fully contract, that means we actually die. So we need to go just before they do that. That's not really something the game teaches you. You just have to work it out yourself. And these pearls, quite like the rings we've seen previously, these pearls give you 20, the equivalent of 20 pearls, those big pearls, rather than just one pearl. So yeah, one big pearl was more than the trail we just got there, essentially. And yeah, the gimmick with this stage, I mean, this stage, first off, it's an absolute banger. I've actually used this in a montage for my Wii Play, me playing Wii Play speedrunning for 4 years. I used this in a montage recently. It is a banger. Could we please homing attack? Thank you. There we go, and we're through. Yeah, the gimmick with this stage is that we are kind of running through, we got these trails going on, and there is actually a big skip that you can go for. Unfortunately, I haven't learnt it just yet. It is top of my list as soon as I'm comfortable with, especially late game in this game. The first skip I'm going to be learning is the Levitated Ruin skip, because it is very cool to see. Yeah, so when we get to the end here, we're going to be rescuing Sinbad, and that's basically Knuckles. This game has a thing where it's, this game came out in like the Wii/DS era where they were doing the gimmick of, oh, it's this person, but it's actually not this person. Like, Sonic Rush Adventure, one of the games I grew up with as a kid, a lot. That game actually has that because you have, in that game you have Whisker, and Whisker is basically just, Eggman. They don't bother trying to hide that. They really don't. Like, the characters even made comments about him being seemingly familiar or whatever. I'm fairly sure. Cinema. Yeah. But yeah, basically, Sinbad is trapped in a cage at the end, and we then have to play another mission in Levitated Ruin where we have to go through all these towers and save him. There is a tower that we're coming up to just right at this point, where if you get a specific jump, you can actually get into the tower. I'm just gonna wait here. There we go. Oh, not quite. So yeah, basically, if you go a bit further there, and then also hold full right, as far as I'm aware, what it will allow you to do is it'll actually let you clip into the tower there. And that tower on the right-hand side just so happens to be the one that has the goal in it. So you have to play a little bit more of the stage, and then you're done. So it is a very, very nice skip. It takes about 2 minutes. So it is really big, but unfortunately, I do not know it, because it's very hard. And I have only started playing this game. In fact, not only not playing this game, my first clear of this game was technically in a speedrun, and that speedrun took me 4 hours. And then the next time I speedrun it was for the 12-hour challenge about a month ago. So yeah, I do not have a lot of experience in this game, but I've been doing a lot of practice. So I've not been playing it for a lot of time, but I've been doing a ton of practice. More than a lot of my main games recently, to be honest. I just really enjoy playing this game. Like, it's a really fun speedrun.
Let's go, Shara.
Be careful, Sonic.
A lot of people look at me and think that I'm kind of joking about that because it's Sonic and Secret Rings, but it is genuinely fun. I wouldn't be sitting here doing my 6th no reset if it wasn't fun. Yes, the controls can be a bit janky and cost you a bunch of time sometimes, but you know what? It is worth it. You get to hear this. Black Knight speedrun when? Black Knight is a lot shorter. I should learn it. It's just that I've never played it. I didn't even own it as a kid. Like, I grew up with the DS Rush era, and I also grew up with, like, this game's party mode, because I never really played the main game in this, because I could never really get very far. And then I played Sonic Colors as well. Sonic Colors Wii and DS. Should totally stream the game casually. Yeah, maybe I should. When I get, like, a big goal for this game, maybe I will play Black Knight. Some of these rockets, by the way, are very inconsistent and difficult to avoid. We have managed to get through there without getting hit, though.
Just a little more, Sonic.
And then once again, you have the wind blowing you back here. That is what we have to deal with. The moment you get hit, you are sent very far back. I'm actually going to go back deliberately here just to hit that boost pad. And once again, to hit the boost pad, there we go. If you actually use the boost pads here, it makes this significantly nicer. So this is where you would have warped to, or where you'd have clipped into, had I hit the skip earlier. Oops. That's me falling down, don't mind me. We will use that trick later. I will want to fall down. Not this bit, but later. And yeah, these boxes are really janky. You can actually clip in and grab the rings that are inside of them. And we're just going to speed break at the end. And then there's Knuckles. I mean, Sinbad. He's in there. It is totally not Knuckles. We will have to save him, but not just yet. There's a little bit of a glimpse of a cutscene. Once again, the cutscenes are so long, I would not be able to do a run with them in. Cutscene percent would be like 3 hours. Genuinely. Like, including all the cutscenes and doing any percent. The cutscenes, like, this game is a long any percent, but the cutscenes would be like a quarter of the run still. So, time for the most invigorating mission you've ever seen. I'm probably going to fail here. Oh, nice! We managed to get it. So, basically, you get a big jump there. You have to keep doing a bunch of motion controls to get as much height as possible. There is a fire soul at the top there, but we barely miss it most of the time. And then what you do is you just jump down and you kill that one enemy. I do find it quite amusing that the mission is called Rampage and you have to kill one enemy. Like, it's such a random mission, but it's one that's in there, so we have to do it because it's part of any percent. Okay, so now we're rescuing Sinbad.
Oh, come on. All right, let's get started.
Good luck, Sonic.
So, first thing to do, go in this one. We want to kill these enemies. That activates a spring.
The device to break the seal should be atop this tower.
Well, let's get
And
that
we're pretty
taken
much just
care
going to be going the intended way for some of these. Although we are going to be speed braking at specific points in these. There we go. Very nice. Managed to skip all of the ledge climbing there. That was great. That was really good.
of. Speed break, speed
And we're going to speed brake here. Speed braking is a little bit janky. It will do the speed brake like visual cue and also the sound, but sometimes just not go through. Oops, that's a pause. I did not want to do that.
Huh? We're back to where we started.
So yeah, every time you clear one of these locks, you go back to the beginning and Sonic will automatically go to the next one.
Guess we get to have a little more fun.
And then these are a little bit hard to control. Again, the game doesn't really teach you about these zip lines. There we go. Go through here. And once again, more enemies to kill before we unlock this. We only have to kill this one though. So we're just going to do that. Get a stomp and we go straight on there. And then this bit's a little bit difficult because the ropes, sometimes you can actually fall down to the previous rope if the cycles are off and things. So we're going to be a little bit conscious of that here. Get to this one. Also, I hope you like Sonic's Yahoo sound effect, because you're going to be hearing it a lot in this run. On this level, anyway. There we go, get that spring. And because we're right at the end, we don't really have to speed brake. It doesn't save any time. Might as well save the soul gauge for the next one. And we're going to go for another jump. This time we're going to go for the third tower. Yeah, the reason why this is kind of hard to deal with is because you sort of carry over momentum when you're dealing with this bit. It's very odd. We have to get to here. Make sure we kill these enemies. Again, I think I just have to kill this one. There you go. Hit this switch. I say hit this switch. Come on, Sonic. Thank you. Then we get in here, grab a bunch of pearls, and we are once again on this section. I do want to press that, actually. Thank you. Trying to skip things I don't want to skip. Ooh. Alright, little skid there, but we didn't manage to jump. I did actually want to get a jump there, just to jump over the whole thing. Didn't quite manage to do it. And then here, you get in these red rings. Oh, I actually didn't want to do that. The game gave me a motion input, and I didn't want it. Oops. Yeah, that's a homing attack, and then there was a spike ball in the way. That's unfortunate. There we go. So now we get in here, and then you can just get straight to the top, assuming you get the full extend every time. And if we go right to the top, you also get a fire soul, which is always helpful. Gonna get that one. There's not really much point using speed brake in this stage. The only time you really want to use it is at the top on each one of these. And we have one more to do. Yeah, because there's not really a lot of horizontal movement in this, the speed braking is not as useful. Although there is a skip coming up if I can hit it. It involves the speed braking. If I don't get hit here, that would be very useful for me to attempt it. Oh, that's a shame. That's fine. Yeah, if you get to this bit with enough for a speed brake, so having an orange bar, you can actually try to clip into this cage. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do that now. So we're going to have to go to the top. Wait for the ball to be out of the way. There we go. And we're in. And then this one's actually a three-parter. So every time we complete something, we then get a new spring. We have to make sure we remember which ones we've used. Which is a bit difficult, because the camera angle is different every time you go down. So it's tricky to remember which ones you've actually done. Let's just get a jump here. And then a bit of a sneaky silver ring there. because you're meant to like homing attack into it, but it's a bit of a dud because you'll end up hitting the spike there, so you don't actually want to do that. It's a massive troll by the game, to be honest. And we're done. And we're saving a lot of time, actually. I think that first tower saved me a bunch of time. Oops. Don't pause, please. And you get a jump, and it just goes back to the beginning. There you go. And that is actually longer than the regular stage, so we're getting 2 level ups there. Barely. And you get loads of skills, because we got 2 level ups. Some of these skills are based on your level, some of them are based on getting gold medals, so sometimes you just stack loads of them in one go. And we're now back to a couple of short ones again. That's the only sort of stage other than the bosses and go for the goal that are that's actually a very long one. All the rest, the game pretty much is just go for the goal stages that are long. So next is another Die Hard challenge. There is a bit of a skip I can do here. We are going to be going for it. First thing is to charge a jump. We're then going to go backwards because this game is normal. We're then going to try and go for a jump above all this stuff. Oh, didn't quite get it. So the game didn't want me to stop there. You're supposed to stop and then it's going to let you actually get into the middle, same as we did on the previous one. Didn't quite manage to do it, but it's fine. And now we have to deal with these very, really just awkward spike cycles. They seem to be different every time, to be honest. Every time you get there, they're different. We still get gold medal, though. It's not a huge skip. If you get in the red rings in the middle, it saves a bit of time, but not a lot. Quite clearly, we're getting a gold anyway, so we're alright without it. And then next is, as I mentioned earlier, 20 enemies. So this is the first rampage where we're going to cheese the game a little bit. Now, I don't know whether this is intended or not. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this isn't intended. But we're going to do it anyway, because it's any percent. Anything goes, right? So we are going to start off here. The stage starts off all normal. We have all these enemies we can kill. Great. Okay, you know what? We are actually going to restart, because I would like to get double XP. I think it's worth the restart. There we go. Get the mini turbo. Going to wait there. Get these enemies. Go forward. Get more enemies.
Look out! The light from his eyes can turn you to stone.
Oh, that's right. I think
Oops.
I remember reading about
I want to
that.
get this one. Oh, come on. Get out. No. Stop turning me to stone. No. Thank you. Alright, that shouldn't have been that awkward, but it's fine. We get through. Okay, so the stage starts off as normal. We have 6 enemies killed. Thing we need to do now, though, is we have these 2 enemies, and we can kill these enemies, just as normal. We're going to get this one. We're going to get this one. Oh, I stomped. Okay, that's fine. So we're going to go up, and, that's fine. Oh. Alright, we got the enemies back. Okay. So we just killed another 2. And now we just killed another 2. So yeah, this is the strat. So essentially you just keep stepping back here a little bit, let the enemies spawn in, do an attack that will get the enemy even without a homing attack. It's a bit precise, but it does work most of the time. It's not risky. If it doesn't work, then you just have to do another cycle. But yeah, this is the fastest route, because essentially when you backtrack in this game, enemies will sometimes respawn. And what that allows us to do is just cheese this by finishing the mission on these 2 enemies. We will do this multiple times in the run. In fact, for the most important mission in the run, we will do this. Very much arguably the most important mission in the run, we will do that. It is in Pirate Storm, which we are coming up to right now. And we're collecting these world rings as well. We do need these world rings to beat the true ending final boss, Alpha Layla Walayla. It's basically a transformation of a Razor Jin. Once he's absorbed the world rings for the worse. That's the lore. Lore update time again. And we're also going to unequip some of these skills. Looks like we're on a decent amount of skill points, though. But we have activated a bunch more skills. Because we keep getting gold medals in the right places, we have actually managed to get all the skills we want at this stage in the run, which is very nice. It's a great sign. And we have now deactivated Mini Turbo. We will not have it for the rest of the run. And that is because we have greater things we can get very soon. So this is Pirate Storm. Essentially, we are going through. We're going to hold full right here just to avoid these enemies. Another cycle in this game where if you know what you're doing, you can just avoid them for free. My mind was blown when I got to that. It was like 4 runs of any percent before I realized you could do that. Like, that is just a mind-blowing thing you can do. You can just hold right there and skip it for free. I was struggling a lot before that. So you can use these barrels, get to the other side. And some of these will actually let you get to the other side without doing these air dashes. Some of them will not. You do have to be aware of which ones are which. Otherwise you're going to struggle a little bit. Unfortunate Sonic once again not stopping for whatever reason. There we go, waiting for the barrel to appear. Just going to wait here with the jump, do it again, and then get through. And we want to do a bunch of short jumps. There we go. Just going to be safe there because we're not going to make it to the other side. There we go. And you might notice as well, there is something where whenever I do a stomp now, there's a little wind effect. That will come into play very soon. It is helpful at the moment, but later it will be very helpful. All these skills sort of combine to be very, very fast and powerful. So yeah, we get through here, we're going to do a speed break. And then we don't have to kill any of the enemies there, we can just skip it. And then we're going to get a half jump here. We're not quite going to get to the top. There is a reason for that. We're going to get on this spring. We're then going to get on this rail. Oh, not quite getting over. That's a shame. I tried to charge a jump, didn't quite go through. That's fine. Good thing is now we have a skill where we can actually go back here. By jumping, rather than waiting for Sonic to slowly move backwards. So it makes it a lot easier to backtrack now. And we're going to use this spring now we've killed those enemies. Use this pot. Make sure I wait for the spike ball, because that will kill me. And it will make me go all the way down to the bottom, which is very slow. So yeah, this wind effect makes me fall, makes me have a bit more acceleration whenever I land again now, which is really nice. There we go, and we're done. And then here, I'm going to use these swords. Didn't quite let me. That's odd. Thank you. Stop dropping my inputs, please. There we go. We get to the top. And then here, what we need to do, instead of killing him, you can just speed break. And it makes you invincible, so it just kills the enemy for free.
Sonic, are you hurt?
And we're just going to avoid that one. That's slow. You don't want to do that. I'm going to speed break through here just to avoid those spikes.
Proceed with caution.
And then I'm going to wait here just to make sure those spike balls are out of the way, because they are a huge menace. And then we're going to use these swords to get up once again. Get on this rail. That is a nice little shortcut. No! Why? That's a shame. Oh, that's a raft checkpoint. Okay. That's fine. Come on, let me through, please. Thank you.
Proceed with caution.
There we go. Okay, we're back.
Be careful.
Alright, we are not getting through that. That's fine. We'll just go through this bit instead.
Think we can get through those?
Go, Sonic. Please! And that's why I wanted to skip it. Okay. Come on, Sonic. Go.
You might be able to
There we go, we're out. That was painful. You're supposed to go the shortcut way. Game didn't play ball. It's alright. It was a bit of a blunder, to be honest. It was not the controls that were the entire problem there. Okay, so here I do actually need to wait for the homing attack. Otherwise, we are going to get owned because... Yeah, that. I tried to jump. You can see what I'm doing and it just won't do it sometimes. Good thing is, when you die, you don't lose any soul gauge. So we're actually kind of farming the soul gauge a little bit here. So I do need to do a jump rather than a dash, because if we do a dash, we will not go all the way. Because those enemies are going to be trolling. Once again, do a speed break, get through. Speed break again.
I'll take that. Okay, let's use this.
And then from now on, we're going to be, for a few cycles, a little bit of a kind of quick time style event. We're using these to get through. We hit all these. And then you just go faster and faster. Clear all these waves. And we're out.
Great job, Sonic.
And we don't really have to wait for that to spawn in. We can just go.
Let's head for the goal.
Don't strain yourself too much.
Not going to get hit to those. Trying my best to avoid these fireballs where I can.
Speed break.
And we're going to speed break through the last bit. Nice.
2, easy.
And we're out. Okay, couple of blunders, but we're all good. We're making it through. And now we have Fire Gaze. Very nice. That is a great skill we do want. And the reason for that is because in a few stages' time, we are going to be unlocking it. We are going to be activating it because it gives us more damage for bosses. So it is a very important one. Next one is Die Hard. So this is a Deathless. We do very much want the controls to behave here because, again, there's a lot of bottomless pits into the water here. And the moment you fall in, that obviously counts as death. So yeah, we're going to be jumping from now on. Jumping and instantly stomping. And that gives us essentially what a mini turbo would have, but even more so. Just going to wait for safety for this spring. There you go. And yeah, as you can see, we have a bunch more speed the moment we get through now.
Are we going to be okay?
Maybe we should go up.
Yep, just going to be a little careful with those spike balls because they can be a pain.
Good
Basically, they
job.
just get to really odd cycles the moment they get hit to anything. That's not fair. Come on, game. I didn't go that direction. Yeah, you wanna go to the other side to get a bunch of rings,
Good
but
luck, Sonic.
if the game says no and it takes you the other way, then there's not much you can do about that. Okay, I will risk it this time on the spring. There you go. Should have done that the first time.
Maybe we should go up here.
Alright, we're gonna get hit to that. That's fine. So yeah, because Sonic's got the iframes, he's just kind of launching the ball out the way.
Good job.
It's kind of funny. Alright, here we go. We'll just wait on this one. Fine. We won't grab the extra rings. And I'm just going to go above these fireballs because they are not nice to deal with. Going to do a small jump here just to try and get this red ring. There you go. Recouping some of my
You can
XP.
tilt the Wii remote left and right to
And then I
move
want to
where
be
you're playing.
incredibly careful with this spike ball. The moment you get hit, you will get knocked out. No, that's a shame.
This isn't my day.
Come on.
2, 1.
Went way too high.
Let's get started.
Good luck, Sonic.
Whoa, don't want to fall here.
Nice. Alright, it's just good practice. Listen, it's good practice. It's fine.
Maybe we should go up.
Alright, we'll wait for these spike balls to get out of the way this time. 'Cause there's not really much we can do until they're out of the way anyway.
Good job.
There we go. Nice. Okay. Then next we're just gonna jump through these. Good. Get a small hit. Get the Fire Soul. And then we get another shot at this. Make sure you wait this time. Come on. I know it's hard to control, but you've got to just make it through. There we go. Good. Welcome back from NTG. Hope that went well. Alright, now we want to be... Yeah, this is really tough because those spike balls are a huge pain. If you get hit to those in the wrong way, you will die. It's not nice. Right at the end of the stage as well. Alright, fine. We are through. First big mistake of the run. Couple of deaths in some unfortunate places, but we're okay. Went good. 1-2. Nice. Still got to win, though. Okay, stealth attack. So this time, once again, we're doing the opposite. We want to kill no enemies. Which, in a way, does make this game much harder, because you get a lot of lock-ons from a lot of places. And yeah, these springs, the moment they go in, you will be homing attacking the enemy instead. This game knows what it's doing. It is pretty much just trolling you in every possible way. And yeah, that one as well. Here, we want to hope that the game actually does the right inputs. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world, though, because it's not a deathless challenge. It's just a pacifist challenge. So we can just go through, and it's fine. See, these ones have a couple of HP, so if we homing attack those, they're not going to end the challenge instantly. Come on. Get to the top, and we're done. Nice, got another Fire Soul. The more Fire Souls, the better, because some of these are... some of the ones earlier I have been missing. Just going to get onto here, make sure I avoid the enemy. And then speed break the rest. And that was a really nice mission. We're getting through much quicker than PB. Much quicker than Gold, even. Which is very promising. And then coming up, we have possibly the most important mission of the entire run. This is Pirate Storm Rampage. Yes, I'm getting to that right now, Joopy. This is the point where we need to clear this in sub 125. I'm going to get my timer on my iPad. I'm going to activate it just before we get into here. And if this goes above 125... then I'm going to reset the level, and that is because it's going to give me quite a lot of menuing, preventable menuing time loss is what I'll call it. But we need sub 125 here. If we don't get sub 125, we will not get the gold medal, and we will not get sub warp boost, which is a very important skill for this run. We need sub warp boost. If I don't get it, we're losing loads of time for free, and there's no way of making it back up again. Now, I can retry this mission if I want, but really, I just want to get it first try. So I'm just going to lock in. I'm not going to look at the chat at all. So basically, we're cheesing this again. We need to backtrack to a very specific point. It's going to allow us to respawn all 3 enemies. Not the end of the world if we get a cycle where there's only 2. If we don't go back far enough, though, because 7 cycles of 3 will get us 21, and we only need 20. And we're also speed braking every time as well. Come on, Sonic, get the jump. We need this. We've got 14 seconds to go. It's going to be tight. Come on, Sonic. That should be good. And we're through. 122.46. It's not the cleanest, but we're fine. We are through. We have sub W boost for that gold medal. First try. That's very important. Very, very important. I've put in so much practice on that level. Oh, that's not what we want. And as you can see, the 2 minutes 16 I have to save in the boss is purely because we are now going to deactivate a couple of these skills, and we are going to enable sub warp boost. So we're going to go in, get fire gaze, we're going to deactivate homing stability, and we are going to get speed up. And we actually have the levels required. We are not under-leveled. This is the first time I've got here with sub-warp boost, and we're not under-leveled. This is great. Okay, so it means we don't have to sacrifice any of the skills that I necessarily want here. So that is a really good sign. A couple of these stages I've been restarting to get extra skills, and that's why. Or extra levels. So, normally you have to wait for a bunch of attack phases here. What we're going to do now is instead, we're just going to get a bunch of acceleration because of sub-warp boost, and we can just get straight to the boss and knock out these horns. So, these attack phases in between, we can't do anything about. These are fixed, we have to wait for them. However, the moment these are over, we can technically get right back on again, rather than have to wait like 20-30 seconds to charge back up to where the boss is. And get another hit. There we go, and we're done. We're now at 2 out of 4. We're waiting again.
I almost feel bad for the poor guy.
And this is number 3. Nice. Yeah, these are really janky. If the inputs drop too much, then you're not going to get all these.
It's not over yet, Sonic. Stay sharp.
Come on, one more. One more for a perfect fight. Come on. Stop dropping my inputs. Yes! That's the first time I've got that. That's really good. So basically, when the orb, the yellow orb, fully charges, he pretty much electrocutes you and makes you take damage. Once again, sub-warp boost makes you lose 40 rings instead of 20. So it's very important to practice these late game levels. Yeah, that is just unbelievable. That's really big. The fact that we got a deathless there. The fact that we got damageless as well, we got 2 times XP. That's put us in such a good position, genuinely. So the reason for this backtracking here is that we've now killed the boss there, and we're now going back to Evil Foundry to do this Die Hard challenge, a little bit of a detour, and then we're going to defeat the boss. So this boss essentially was too powerful to face at the time. That's the law. So to counteract that, we need to use the water ring to call a storm upon the boss, and then we can actually defeat it this time. But first, we're going to do this one very quick. We're going to go through here, actually attack one of these mecha bosses, and then Pearl Collector means we have a big enough hitbox to actually get all those pearls there. And then here we're going to wait till we get to these spikes, do a speed break, because it makes us invincible. Grab the fire soul, very nice. Get through there, damageless, very good. Unfortunately hit the rail, but it's all fine. Oh, got hit to the spike, but it's okay. And then we're going to just hold left. Get through here. And then this bit's completely fixed, and we're done. Much cleaner than in PB, once again. We did get hit once, but it's all good. Yep, 6 minutes ahead, it's all legit. And it's just going to keep growing because now we have sub-warp boost and I've actually practiced these late game levels. It is just going to keep growing. This is why I was disappointed not to PB in the last stream when we got sub-warp boost for the first time in a run. This is why I was disappointed. So this is the Ifrit Golem. This is the fight where we need to use the water, the world ring with the water to stop him from being too powerful. So we're gonna wait till he's over where we are, and then using this fire attack, we can just stomp on him, get all of them at once because of the area of effect. And we fall down here, and once again, the acceleration just makes you charge straight through here. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go 1, 2, stomp. Just mash stomp there, make sure it goes through, because it is a bit inconsistent to actually go through every time. We do need it to go through. And then once again, we are going to hit him on these dots. Wait till these spawn in, get homing attacks. Go down here. And then we are going to go up here, go 1, 2, stomp, and he's done. And we skip the third cycle as well, which is fantastic. The reason for that is because of that fire attack. If you don't have that fire attack, it means you do less damage. So you would have to play a third cycle. And that was deathless, damageless once again, 2 times XP, putting us in a great position for the rest of the levels. And that's the first time I've done that clean, so once again, another massive gold. Yeah, thank you for the luck for Skeleton Dome. I've done a lot of practice though. But before we get to Skeleton Dome, we do have something to do. So, the lore, once again, another lore update. The boss has now dropped a time bomb. We need to get out within 3 minutes so it explodes in the open, and then we get the red world ring that is sealed in rage. All of them seal in different emotions, basically. And this one seals in rage. So we need to get out in 3 minutes. Good thing is, I don't suck now, so we should be good.
2, 1.
So yeah, now what we're doing at the beginning of every stage is just doing a jump and a stomp, and we are going at lightning speed right from the beginning. This is why any percent is so interesting, because it just proves how this game goes from 0 to 100 in a single playthrough. And then we're going to do a little shortcut here. There is a ledge we're supposed to climb on, but what we can do is just go on here. And then we can go just at the last minute, just before those silver rings, to switch over. Because it's not immediately obvious, but basically there's a gap between each rail there. So if you don't know about it, you're just going to fall straight in the hole. And then we're going to get in this one, go all the way to the end. And then this one, we're going to go as far as possible. Nice, fantastic. Great skip. Going to get to here, speed break. Oh, that was a great section. Yeah, sometimes you just clip onto that there, that's fine. Get a bunch of pearls here. And then we have loads of soul gauge to just speed break through here. Not quite enough to go all the way, that's fine. We do want to stop there early anyway, because the red obstacle on the floor gets in the way. Yeah, you actually do want to go early on that one, so that's good. And then 92 seconds remaining. Could you believe a couple of weeks ago I actually failed this? I failed the 3-minute timer, and now I'm clearing it with half the timer to spare. That's how far we've come. That's what happens when you actually practice the game. So, as I said, the bomb has now exploded in the open, and we have the red world ring. Yeah, I am cooking. I was not joking when I said I have been cooking offline. I have really been practicing these strats. Like 3 or 4 hours of just pure ILs on like 5 or 6 stages. Literally the only stages I've been practicing offline: Evil Foundry, Second Visit, and Skeleton Dome. 7 stages. I've done so much practice. I've not practiced anything in Night Palace, so we might end up going a bit downhill. But, to be honest, I'm not overly concerned, because these are the main ones that have been going badly in runs. Okay, that's fine. I did want to get that chest, because it would give us extra pearls, but we're fine. We're making it through. Ooh, nice momentum boost. Thanks, game. Thanks, game, for being generous. And I'm just going to speed break here. I'm going to get some of those pearls. If we had the chest from before, then we'd actually have enough to speed break again. What we'll do here, though, is we'll just speed break to here. Get to this enemy, hit you a couple of times, get through here. And then we're going to take the top path. That is by killing these enemies. Game, behave, please. Thank you. Okay, we are now stuck again. Go back. No, go back. Okay, let's not step, because if we step, then we're going to get on the rail. Yeah, one of the enemies actually died because I used the fire attack. There we go. Now we're on the ramp. And then before each spring, we actually want to jump. Just a little bit of a skip. Oh, come on, game. Gotta go back again now. Trust me, it's worth it. Okay, we'll take the intended path this time. We'll just use the springs. It is okay. come on. Okay. Yeah, I haven't really been running ILs. It's more so... like, ILs are different because you have all the skills available to you. I've mainly been doing any percent IL practice, which allows you to just use the any percent skills you would have. Right, let's just play this the casual way. Let's just kill all the enemies like we're supposed to. Then we'll go top path. Thank you. That's fine. It's only normal. This is the first time I've got here in a run and actually taken the correct path. So now we can just speed break. And we just get a bunch of pearls so you can speed break through the entire thing. And here we're just gonna hopefully not get hit. And we did, unfortunately. You know what? Don't even bother with the fire soul. Just go. You want to be careful of these skeletons because they will hit you. If they're doing their spinning attack, then they have a massive hitbox on the horizontal plane. Oh, come on. Let me through. Yeah, because of the high acceleration, you can just zoom through them. Normally. Just want to get a ring here. Once again, losing 40 rings every time we get hit. It does not help. Yeah, there we go. Hit again, unfortunately. But you only need one ring, and then that gives you that 1 HP. Same thing as before, we're going to be charging a jump. Get a massive amount of speed. And these cycles are on a really weird cycle, because normally those balls would fall at the same time each, but clearly not. I'm actually going to hit these. Just to try and get some soul gauge built up. Nice. And now, tactical move there. We have enough to get through here and speed break through it rather than do it the painful way. There you go. That was fantastic. That was really good. You're supposed to kill all those enemies, deal with all the fire enemy and everything. It's a pain. Just speed break. We have sub W boost for everything. A Razor Djinn, you can deactivate it. I did do a practice before this run, and I did actually manage to win, even with sub warp boost. Because the thing is, as much as it makes you take more damage, it also does make you cycle round to the 20 ring bonus a lot more. So it's not that risky. It does mean I have a bit less HP to work with, but I mean, it should be okay, in theory.
Is this a tomb?
It looks like some kind of arena.
Nice. Because we got through there with a full soul gauge, we can just speed break through the whole thing. We're done. That was a fantastic stage, just over 4 minutes. PB takes 540. Gotta eat. Hope the rest of the run is nice to you. Yeah, it's going pretty well so far. I just hope the last couple of bosses are gonna be nice. Yeah. Enjoy food though. See you soon. Yeah, a Razor Djinn is the one where technically we can get rid of it. The sub warp boost for Alf Layla or Layla, the true final boss. It actually doesn't matter. I've already tested it in the previous run. It does not matter. Because you don't technically have any skills active. Okay, so the lore now is that what has happened is we found the Skeleton King and he's been beaten up by the 40 thieves who have come to do some of a Razor Djinn's bidding for him. He's beat up the Skeleton King and he's told us where Eraser's hiding out. So that's in the Night Palace and we're going there next. But what we need to do now is we need to avenge him and kill the 40 thieves, which are basically all these enemies in this dome. So we're going to get on here, going to do that. Not get the switch, because the game was really odd and mean. It's supposed to hit that for free, but the game just doesn't sometimes. We're going to get on here, do the full extend. Don't get the switch again. Okay, right. I would like the game to explain what the heck is going on. Please, come on. Right, I can't go on that one because otherwise we'll get hit to the pendulum. What is going on? That should hit that for free. What? Yeah, so we need to activate all 5 switches. What? I'm going to restart. I actually think it's broken.
3, 2,
I'm genuinely convinced it's broken. That has done that 3 times now. It's never done that to me.
Don't get too careless.
I'm convinced there's some shenanigans going on. You can't actually go around and do another lap because you have to wait. You have to like get them all in order of the Roman numerals that are on the switches. So you can't like go around and do the rest first because none of the enemies will spawn in until it's done. Unless I missed switch 3 and I didn't notice, but I'm sure I got it.
So this is why they call it the skeleton dome.
Thank you. There we go. There you go. I bet it's because I missed switch 3. Maybe that's why. Did I miss switch 3? Maybe I did. Okay, either way, we move on. And that's switch 5. So now, suddenly, all the skeletons wake up. And now we just have to go and smash them to pieces. Literally. So there's a very specific route you want to take here. And that will manage to kill all of these. We just need to make sure that one plays ball. Good thing is we have the extended homing attack, so we should be able to hit them all. If we really need to, then we can do extra cycles here. But I would like to just get through without needing to do that.
This place is
Okay,
huge.
game being mean. Once again.
So this is why they call it the skeleton dome.
Yeah, if I am too slow on these, they are going to start doing some spinning attacks and going towards me. So I do want to be careful. The moment you fail this, you have to retry the entire mission again. And we're done. 40. Done. Nice. First try. Game was awful for the first bit, but I think it's because I missed the switch. It is okay. We made it through. I have had absolute disasters recently. Last run, I lost 7 minutes because it just was that bad. It's fine. And yeah, we did have to play that one because now we have the extra world ring. And now what we need to do to help out the king even more is we need to find the king's bones. But before we do that, we need to equip some skills. This is the final time we're going to equip skills in the run. We're going to get 12, we're going to get 51, we are going to get 57, and we are not going to get Skimmer yet, because unfortunately I am under-leveled. We have not quite unlocked it. Skimmer is a non-required skill for the any percent route that I do, but it is useful. Basically, it means that you skim further whenever you're charging up a jump, which is really good when you're doing shenanigans with ledges, where you're charging up a jump on ledges. So yeah, this one is essentially just running through all of these, killing enemies where we need to, but other than that, we're just running through and getting the king's bones. So here we're just going to get one, and then go straight down, because none of the other enemies are in the way. Technically. It looks scary, but it's not, because we know what to do. And then here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stomp, go back, and kill the other one. And that is all completely predetermined. Again, this game is jank sometimes, but some things are completely, fully consistent, and that is one of them. Go past that chest. And then here, there's supposed to be an entire escape sequence with the hand. Nah, we don't care. We're just going to speed break. Who cares? Why would you bother playing the game? Why would you do the entire sequence where you can just speed break? You can skip it all. And then, talking of skips, we're going to go in these red rings. And then we're going to go in this one, get in this pot, immediately get out again, because we're going to get in this pot. And then, by moving left very slightly each time, we are actually able to make it over to that ledge. So we can go over here, go on this ramp, and that skips a bunch of the rest of the level. Gonna speed break this. we're done.
That was tight.
Switch 3. The Switch 2 isn't out yet. So true. Yep, there's a minute. 37 gold, no less. And then this is another very important one. This is Rampage, 15 enemies. If you don't know what you're doing here, you're going to have a hard time. But what we can do is hit the specific switches that spawn in a lot of different enemies. Starting off with this first one. Go through here, skim, hit this, stomp, get that, stomp, hit this one, get another enemy, and instantly we're at 4 enemies. We can skip a few switches. So there was another switch there, but it's slow. We don't want it. And I have actually messed this up, but that's okay. Do that. Get this one. I'm just going to wait here, because now they're on different attacking cycles, and I don't want to get hit. We then want to get in this flying pot, because then this switch is actually going to give us more enemies. Do this. Stomp, and then once again do a speed break, and it hits it for free. And then, this is the interesting bit. We are actually going to wait here for all these enemies to spawn in again. And then this last one, we're going to wait for that pendulum to be slightly gone. And then we're going to speed break, get this. And then, just a couple of hits. And then we win. And then that is another damageless sub-minute. Wow, that actually might be all my IL practice this week. The 2 times I've played that stage today have been absolutely baller. Yeah, that is really big. Last time I had a nightmare. Well, not last time. I think the time before. Looks like I was comparing against gold. Anyway, we are now at the point in the run where I have not practiced. I have not practiced this in as much detail. However, I'm still confident. I'm still confident. We just need to get through these bosses okay. And then we're fine. So this is Night Palace. Honestly, very visually appealing for a 2007 Sonic game on the Wii.
Don't worry, we'll get him in no time.
There is a jump I can charge here, but it's very hard to actually be able to charge it. Yeah, there you go.
It's about to come crumbling down.
Hurry!
Oh, what we want to do here is actually go back a little bit, because I want to get the speed and then charge a jump. And then because of that acceleration boost, you don't even have to go very far back. It will just let you do that. And then you can skip this entire thing. Like, that's how much of a difference the acceleration boost makes with Sub-Warp Boost. It makes you skip all of that. And that is useful there. It's very useful later. Because we're going to be having an Uhu race here later. And Uhu race here is honestly very scary. Switch 3, £800. Oh, dang it. Come on, game. I thought I was going to die there again. That's fine. We're now on a different cycle. We want to hold right here, though. That was a blunder. We can just hold right and skip this for free. But yeah, the music is actually quite poignant at this point in the game, because Sonic, if you notice at the beginning of all the stages, Sonic's flame is actually going out. Essentially, at the beginning of the game, he's hit by a flamed arrow by Eraser Jin, the evil genie. And that is supposed to drain his life force over time. He was intending to hit Shara, the genie that called us to save the Arabian Nights, to kill her, I can only imagine. But he missed. Sonic got in the way, and that's why Sonic is dying now. So it's not only to save the Arabian Nights, it's to save Sonic.
What the?
This game has lore. I'm actually running a game with lore. Normally, we play tanks and Mario.
Which means maybe we can go.
Where could this be?
Are we really inside the palace?
Watch out! The path is splitting too!
You can very easily get hit to some of these things. Good thing is we are invincible whenever we're skidding, so even though we're just running headfirst into some of these enemies, we're still not getting hit, which is nice.
There's something about
And then every one of these hourglasses we need to stop, we need to air dash into now, homing attack. Okay, so the first one, we want to go slightly left. So in these gas chambers now, essentially what's going on is, it's kind of like a supersonic mechanic. You are draining 2 rings per second. That's why there's so many rings in there. Oh, dang it. Come on, Sonic. Alright, we want to get on these rails now. Good. Nice. Much nicer to get through if you just get on those rails. Again, they're invisible. You don't really know they're there. It's a bit hard to tell. The only cue is that there's a trail of pearls on there, really. That's the only way of knowing. We're banning anyone who comes around with Mario Wiki lore. Yeah. Pretty much. Is that what you're doing with your mod powers now? Anyone that posts a Mario Wiki link is banned for life. And yeah, there's a rail there, so we can skip all that. New rule. Come on, Sonic. Thank you. And then here we now want to go full right. Basically, these the room like reverses itself, and the easiest way to dodge it is just to go to the right. For that room. First one's left, then it's middle right, and then it's right. And that's it. 4:16. Decent time save once again. And I'm looking for Skimmer. I don't know. We might have it now. This is the last point I really want it, so I'm going to activate it now. I don't really know, to be honest. I just know that second place does it. A lot of my notes in this game are just because second place does it, to be honest. Okay, there we go. We have Skimmer now. Very nice. That's good for the next one. Yeah, I think it's mainly just where the obstacles are, the placements of the obstacles. You want to be dodging the obstacles as much as possible. Like, the game is auto-run, so you might as well just go the easiest path, really. It doesn't really cost any time to do that. Okay, once again, we have the very high acceleration, so we can just go through these boxes for free, rather than get stuck on them. We are not getting a jump there, but it is fine. And we're able to just get through all this. Didn't quite skip it all, but that's fine. We are skipping all this, though. Nice. Come on, get through the boxes. Alright, now what we need to do is hope this spring behaves. Yeah, that spring changes to a spike far too quickly, basically. It's very easy to get hit. You can even get hit and then still make it on the spring, if you get hit in a very specific way. I have done that once. It's very odd. Okay, next up, Die Hard Challenge. Once again, another deathless one. This is pretty hard, to be honest. This is actually quite a hard Die Hard stage. Because there's a lot of arrows that come in that destroy some of the floor. And if you're not careful, you will just fall straight in. So I will be going very slow around those. Hopefully managing to make it. Yeah, this is the first one. Yeah, they're very unforgiving because they're hexagonal, the floors. You can very easily just fall in part of it. Like, if you're in the middle of the stage, technically you're in the intersection of both hexagons. So, you gotta be very careful. Okay, the gimmick of this one is the room is now flipping. So, some of these we are actually going to be doing very specific things to make it through. We're going to speed break here.
Room we were just in.
Not quite making it up faster. There is like a bit of a moon jump you can get. We didn't quite get that. That's okay. But there is a huge skip when we get back to that room for the last time, which I'm going to hope to get. It actually saves 40 to 50 seconds. So some of these stages, even though they're not the go for the gold versions, they are still very important.
Something's coming. Watch out.
Ooh, that's
Is it
bad.
aiming for us?
Again, you can skim through there. You can slide through there and not get hit, which would have been ideal. Nice. It's actually quite hard to avoid those obstacles because you're going so quickly here. Ooh, still got hit. Wow, okay. Come on. Let me through. Let me through. I don't like this now. I don't like this. I have not been on 0 rings here at this specific point. Okay. Alright, we got these ones. That's
Is the
fine.
room
But
spinning?
we don't have a lot to work with. We do have those single rings, but that's about it. Oh, we almost got hit to those. Okay. Right, that's fine. Take it easy. Right, what we want to do is we want to speed break here. We want to make it through the top. We've not made it. Please go back. Okay. Right, we don't get another shot. I just need a ring. Give me a ring. We get one more shot because I have just enough soul gauge to try again. I'm going to give it a go. Because I might as well. Saves us doing all the bit at the top there. Not quite. Okay, it's fine. We're going to have to go the long way. Yeah, basically you want to speed break on the side of the ring. And unfortunately I didn't clip through. Basically you can clip through and then make it to the top. Doesn't always happen. Now I'm going to have to play this extra bit, which is also risky because there's more to do here, including possibly taking hit, and that would be bad because that would kill me and I'd have to retry the entire stage. So now we need to use this catapult. Go. Just mash it and it goes. Yeah, that is why that skip would have saved so much time. And I can only attempt it with a speed break. So unfortunately we are losing time on this one, just purely from that. Just want to wait for this enemy. There we go. That enemy is a bit of a pain. And we're done. Okay. Could have been worse. So yeah, we're losing 40 seconds, but we did do well on the rest of the stage. I don't really know exactly what goes into that skip. It's just that sometimes I get it and sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, this is a bit of a silly one. So this mission type has appeared a few times in the game. This is the only one we actually need to play. This is hands off. So the gimmick of this is we need to finish with 0 rings. But there's nothing stopping us from just grabbing rings and then losing them at the end. And the good thing is, because we lose 40 rings per hit of damage when we have this sub-warp boost that increases our acceleration, that technically makes this easier. Even though it's kind of a debuff. Which is funny. Yo, Roxy, how's it going? Ah. We are coming to the end of a pretty good run. I do want to just finish it up and do pretty well. I'm hoping we get through this and complete the bosses fairly quickly. Okay, right, just need to get hit here. And then you can make it through there for free. As long as you don't get hit to the red bar, the enemy won't hit you. And we're out. That's another gold. Nice. Is sub 2 IGT a possibility? Basically, I always take off about 10 minutes between runs. So I would say yes. If we do well on the bosses, it's on. And that includes 40 seconds to save on the final boss because I took a very early death. A deliberate early death because I was worried about dying. Okay, this can technically be better. However, I am playing a bit of a safe strat here. Essentially what I'm doing is just sticking with the first enemies because what happens is you want to actually cycle these first enemies 4 times and then you want to go and do the rest. Instead, what I'm going to do here is, because it's not actually much slower, it's just easier, I'm going to sit here and farm these ones. And because we have the fire attack, we can just hit them all by using fire. Every time we stomp, we get that fire attack, and it means we can hit them. We have to go back to roughly where this switch is, plus a bit of extra distance. Come on. This is a bit jank to do. Come on, Sonic. Actually, go back, please. But once again, this is another one where cheesing it is faster. Okay, we can leave that one because we only need 6 more enemies and we have 2 more cycles of 3. We don't actually need that one just yet. We do need it now, though. Come on. Thank you. Nice, and then we got both. It's a very precise input. You have to be like dead center to hit both of them with the homing attack. With the fire attack. The lava attack, if you will. VID and Larry again, BRB, no worries. Okay, so we finally have all 7 world rings. But we do not become Supersonic. We become Dark Spine Sonic. This is the game that has Dark Spine Sonic. We do not do that just yet. But this is the regular boss. This is a Razor Jin. Now, there are 4 different attacks. Or 5, I guess, because it's the main one. You have the I attack, the V attack, the L attack, and the Z attack. L and Z means he leans in and you can hit him then. The others mean you can't. It does sound a bit like RNG, but the boss does the same thing every time if you always do the same thing every time as well. So what we're going to do is, because we have sub warp boost, we are going to take 40 rings of damage each time, so it is a risk. However, we are going to cycle through these 20 rings quicker because of that, because we have more speed. So it's not as risky as it sounds. Oh, come on. I did the move and he was in the blind spot. That's a shame. Okay, this is bad. This is bad now. Because I'm now only on 20 rings. It's fine. So he does the main attack now. We are behind on hits, but it's okay. So the moment he does that, the moment he charges forward, you have to release 2 and then go for that hit. Thank you. Alright, now we got the hits. Alright, yeah, and we can kind of cheese him with Skimmer. There we go. We have a couple of HP now because I've been a bit cheeky and grabbed the extra ring. Oh, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did. Okay, just going to lock in now because we are really behind on attacks. Good. It's very unforgiving. You're really supposed to use Time Break for that. But you can get through it without. Nice. Good. Thank you for actually registering my hit. Yeah, if you hit him a certain amount of times, he will actually get faster with these attacks. So you do want to be careful. Yeah, I deserve that. That's fine. We didn't get hit, so it's okay. no, 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 no. Okay.
Come, you filthy rat, and face me.
I want to get one of these. No. No. I got a ring. Oh my goodness, I got lucky. I got a ring in between the homing attack. I can't believe that. Okay. My hands are sweating. Please. Okay, we didn't get a hit on him though. We are still on 1 HP. Come on. No. Okay. We need one more main hit, I think. This is a really slow boss, but I just want to win. Come on. And we win. Oh my goodness. That was so clutch. I can't believe my luck there. This run's on borrowed time. We need to close this out. Because that is so lucky. My goodness. Oh my goodness. Like, the reason why I wanted to backtrack there, and by the way, we're going to power off the console in a minute, as soon as the save icon has disappeared. That's because I'm playing on Wii U. The Wii U does not have a reset function, and we need to skip the fake credits. Trust me, the credits are long in this game. But yeah, like, that was so scary. Okay, my hands are genuinely shaking. Because, like, technically speaking, I would probably have got the hit on him. But it's so precise to get the hit on him when he does the charge forward. I really wanted a ring. So I started going further forward, knowing the rings were coming up. I couldn't manage to get it because of depth perception. And yet somehow the homing attack managed to launch me into 2 rings. 2 single rings. And save me. Alright, hold B. You go to the Wii menu straight away. Thank you, Nintendo, for adding a bonus menuing time save for RTA. Doesn't matter for IGT. But it makes it a bit faster to go through Wii U menus. We have one more job. We have the final fight, the last chapter, Alpha Layla Walayla. Basically, this is a transformation of a Razor Jin where he absorbs the world rings that we found for him. Not for him, but he's taken them from us. And he turns into Alpha Layla Walayla. It's basically an incomplete boss, an incomplete monster transformation. And by observing 3 of the... not observing. The word I just said. My brain is fried because of a Razor Jin boss. Absorbing. By absorbing 3 specific world rings, we turn into Darkspine Sonic. So we're going to go back to Night Palace. We're going to do the final boss. No skills here. You just go straight in. So thankfully now, every hit will only make us take 20 rings of damage. I have learned my lesson. I will unequip sub-warp boost next time. So this is Alpha Layla Walayla. This is the final fight. Basically, every attack cycle you're intended to use Time Break because they are ridiculous to dodge and feel impossible. You can dodge them, but yeah. Also, what we need to do is just charge up a bunch of Soul Gauge. The way you charge up Soul Gauge in this fight is by doing Waggle. So yeah, he does those pink attacks, very hard to dodge. We actually just cheat it a little bit by using those rings at the beginning to just grab more rings again. We're going to grab those 20 rings because that now means we have 2 HP. We're getting an early hit. That's a great start. Normally he does an extra cycle against me, but I think I charged my Soul Gauge quicker. That might have been the reason we skipped it. And then here, we don't need to charge it up all over again. I am going to quickly grab a cheeky extra ring, though. Don't mind if I do. Going to get up to him and go for it. There we go. So that's the first hit. We need to hit 7 of his like, light things, I guess. Yeah, so you get a cycle that has 5 rings on the left and 5 rings on the right, and then you get the rich ring, which gives you 20 rings. And then these slashes are always the same. They're all specific patterns with those. fine. I was planning on getting hit there because I know the 20's coming up. Alright, he's going to do an extra attack here. That's fine. Alright, he's charging up another ball. We're going to go for a speed break. As long as we have some remaining at the end. There you go. That's the end. So we win. And then there is a 2 cycle here where if we get a frame perfect trick, if we get a frame perfect extra hit, we will actually 2 cycle him instead of 1. I've never got it before, but it would be sick if we did. We're looking for 4 hits. No. That's fine. We got 1 more to do. We got 3 HP. Got to dodge these whirlpools in a very specific way. Really want to dodge these. Yeah, there you go. Because I really want to have this extra HP for these cycles. And he's doing 1 more of these pink attacks. These are so hard to dodge. Yeah, there you go. There's a silver ring coming up. Okay, didn't manage to get it. That's fine. There's another one I missed. Wow, that was lucky. Almost got hit there. And he's doing another one of these, and that's why I wanted that silver ring. He's doing the final attack, though. There we go. Okay, and we're done. And that, I hope, is my first ever sub 2 IGT. And yeah, as you can see, you only need 1 hit on the final cycle, and that is why a 2 cycle is possible. We are done. Time ends on mission complete.
Your tale is finished, Eraser. Next
And we basically got a full loop of 7 rings in hand as well. And that's it. 207.03, possibly 207.02. Oh, what a run. What an absolutely legendary run for my level. There is no way I improved that by a lot in the next one. There is no way. That was so good. We got lucky on a Razor Jin to not die. We got a couple of minutes of time save still. But you know what? I am so happy with that. Commentary was all there. Oh, that is relief to get that done. Thanks, Sonic. Really needed the one-liner, yeah. So yeah, because this game has IGT on the save file, we need to now sit here for 10 minutes and get our IGT. So that's fun. Probably won't do that on a marathon, unless we have the estimate to spare, I guess. I can give it a go rambling for this long, but it's pretty hard. But we get to watch this final cutscene because we can't actually skip it. So yeah, basically Shara is now. So he's now. Sonic is now using the wishes, even though a Razor Jin does not want to do it. A Razor Jin was originally in the lamp. He had to he was trapped in the lamp for a punishment for things he'd done in the past, until he granted the wishes of 1,000 people, including Aladdin. This is all according to the Sonic Wiki. Thanks, Sonic Wiki. And when he was freed, he then still did bad things. So, yeah, Sonic is now good and put him in the lamp for good. But what he's done as well is he's brought Shara back, he's restored the Arabian Nights to where they were, and now he's going to put him back in the lamp. And that's the end. Yeah, so some of the Arabian Nights were already erased before the story of Secret Rings. So that's why he did that. And now he's got a life sentence into that. Fine.
can start over.
Tim Curry
The two of
levels of
us.
ham
I
from
swear it.
Eraser's
I
VA.
swear it. The world is mine. They cannot be
It's also inferred from the game that Shara and Eraser were in a previous relationship,
I told you.
which is why he begs for her to save him. But that doesn't happen. And that's it, that's the game. Right, now we sit here and wait. Actually, what we do as well is we look at how good this run was.
I wish
That's what we're gonna do. Let's have a look. I mean, right from the get-go, like, tutorials were decent. Died up once in the tutorial, but it's all good. Kept it going still. Ended up 20 ahead. And then Dino Jungle 1, we had some mishaps, so that was the only time we were actually behind. We brought it back. It's all good. Yeah, true, GP, true. Very true. Yeah, fully gold Sand Oasis 2, because I actually remembered where to use Speed Break. Levitated Ruin, Grey, Pirate Storm, decent, although there were some jank things going on that made me lose a bit of time. It's all good. I'm scrolling the wrong way. Evil Foundry 2, fantastic, 2 minutes 24. And then 3:46 in Skeleton Dome. And Night Palace, an area I did not even practice, 2:42. Just unbelievable how good this run is, genuinely. And if I go on the leaderboard, the placement I was in, it would have taken a lot of time to shave off my PB to actually do well with this run and actually move down on the leaderboard. But with pretty much a flat 15-minute PV, I think that might be good enough to push me down a couple of places, maybe. So previously, my PB 2:22.0, 2:11.31 RTA, no IGT. We now have RTA of 2:07.03, which does move me down one place. The next place is at 2:04.14. Yeah, so the difference is, excluding me on the leaderboard, there's a huge gap at this stage. There is a 2:44.06 RTA, there's my 2:22 flat, then there's a 2:20, and then there's a 2:04. And then they start getting a bit closer. So, I'm currently 11th. I only need to beat my PB by 15 seconds to move up in terms of IGT. Because the person above me plays on Wii, so they save more time RTA, but only save 15 seconds IGT. Then number 9 gets a 1:53.33. Now that, I think, is out of reach in this run. But this has still been a really, really good run. And maybe my superior menuing in this run has made it better, but I don't know. Either way, I think we're in top 10. Unless there's been a massive difference for some reason with the IGT compared to RTA, which would make no sense. So yeah, I can't describe how good this run was. Sub warp boost went perfectly. There are some minor time saves, I'm sure, and I will go through and I will work out my IGTs in each level compared to Kuro, who is second place, and that will make it much clearer what I need to practice. But yeah, this just went so well, honestly. I am really happy with that. But I really do hope this gets into a marathon at some point, because I know it's a really long any %, but I feel it's worth it. Like, this has, as far as I'm aware, this has never been in a marathon. The first one I'm going to submit this to is GGQ Hotfix for Sonic and the Sega All-Stars. And then I'm probably going to submit it to a couple of other small marathons. Probably submit it to GDQ main. But I do need to push it down more, I reckon. Even then, like, 2:07, this is now very much in the realm of being accepted compared to a 2:25 estimate, I would say. Like, I originally... let's go back to that. A month ago, let me update Midipedia, which has all my PBs on it. Let me tell you exactly how far we've come in such a short space of time. Yeah, Sonic and the Secret Rings. First run, this is in IGTs. 3:43.28. That was just over 4 hours RTA. 3:43.28. And then the next one was a 2:42.21. And then a 2:29.53. Then a 2:11.31. That was this PB. And then massive cut. 2:07.03. Possibly 2:07.02. Just huge. Huge differences. It's like I've literally beaten the last run comparing to IGT with my RTA time. And we've got another around 10 minutes to come off yet.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's how good this is. But I used to be last place. I was last place. I was 18th out of 18. And now we are pretty much like top 10. And the first run I did was on the 8th of March. It is not even 2 months since that. And it was also about a month since I picked up the game again. Yeah, 18th of April. So in 3 weeks, we have cut this down 2 hours. Like, I am not good at Sonic games. Like, that's the thing. I'm not good at Sonic games. This game is mainly a motion control experience than it is a Sonic game. Show me any other Sonic game in terms of speedrunning. I will enjoy it. I won't be good at it, but I will enjoy it. And that's why I've loved playing this game, because it's motion controls. And it means I can be good. It means I can be good at a game. Sonic Dream Team. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Sonic Dream Team was traditional controls, in a way. But I sucked at that. Like, I did one run. I was awful. Like, because there's just so much to do in normal Sonic games. And then in this game, it's just completely different. It doesn't feel like Sonic. And yet it feels really good to play as a speedrun. To be honest, I think in terms of RTA, 2 hours might be my limit. Bearing in mind world record RTA is 1:37. There are 6 people with a sub 2 RTA. I will need to lock in if I want to reach that point, I think. Like, there's still a lot to go, but not a lot. Not a lot with current strats. There is a lot if I implement a lot more strats. Sucked it, held Champions Road level IL for months. That was different. That was because that was one single level, and I love grinding challenge levels like that. I was not very good at any percent. I loved grinding Bittersweet Way. Bittersweet Way is so fun. I think my world record has probably been shattered since then because of there's a thing in the game now with powers. I don't know if you've watched Huds or Arg run Dream Team lately, but there are now powers in the game, and you also have like shadow stuff, whatever, I don't know. So, although I don't think you can use that in Sweet Dreams. Deep in the river in Egypt. I've seen it argue, yeah, it looks ridiculous. Yeah, there are powers in the game now. They also added an extra tutorial orb. And they also added, like... No, they didn't add, but there's a glitch with, like, a super jump. Where you can pause and then jump. And you go yeeted right into the air and you can skip all the levels. Yeah. It's wild. Because they did, like, an LTA event between the two of them, where they tried to get the lowest time within a week, and then like a couple of weeks after that, it turns out that that extra orb gets added in, so they shave 40 seconds off for free, and then that glitch comes around that Sonic found, which is, by the way, the best name for a strat hunter. Yeah, there's a lot that happened in that game. Anyway, should we find out the IGT? Should we do it? Should we do it? Let's have a look. 1:56.35. It is massively sub 2. Massively. 1:56.35. Evident because I've got like an extra 4+ hours on my practice save now since the last run. That is probably part of it. Yeah, it was always going to be sub 2, wasn't it? It's always about 10 minutes off. So, yeah, I mean, I've already said a lot, but I'm just shocked that this was this good. I was expecting a PB. I was not expecting... Honestly, if you told me at the start of this run, you're going to PB by 4 minutes 57, I would have bit your hand off at that. I would have been so happy with that. 14 minutes 57. Like, I don't really know. And the thing is, there was still jank moments in here that we can save time for free. Not for free, but if the game cooperates, we can save time. I guess now it's just down to me practicing early game, I guess. But that is it. Thank you for watching. We are going to do other games. Don't go anywhere for the stream. But in terms of the YouTube video, thanks for watching. See you next time.